Coming up in this video, we're going to be designing, building, and testing a fully working LEGO mini golf course. And make sure you stick around to the end because once it's done, we're going to be doing a whole playthrough of the build. So with that being said, let's go get started. Alright, so starting off the build, we got this big green base plate. This thing measures 32 by 32 studs, meaning it's one of the biggest base plates that LEGO makes. But I need this thing to be big because I want to build a lobby where you can get your golf clubs, and then 3 playable mini golf holes. Also, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'm a new YouTuber and any support really helps out a lot. With all that being said, let's get into the build. So I'm going to start off by building the lobby down in this corner, and I think I'm going to be using mostly brown and tan bricks. So I'm going to go get the pieces and then we can start building. Alright, so I just finished the little lobby area, and even though it's small, I still really like it. So right here is where you're going to walk in and pay the worker, and this is going to end up being the exit. Plus, we're also able to easily remove this roof. And inside you can see there's a plant in a box, and I'm going to put some golf clubs right in here. Now this thing is almost complete, I'm just going to add this little cash register. Alright, so now that we got this done, my next step is to outline all of the holes. So for outlining the course, I got all these white bricks, so let's do it. Alright, so I finished up the outline, and I know it kind of looks confusing, but I promise it's not. So these solid white lines all around are just going to be the outline of the holes. These bricks with the chunk taken out of them are where you're going to tee off from, and these pieces with the arms are where the holes are going to be. So on hole 1 here, you'll be able to tee off here, here, and the hole's going to be here. Then you're going to walk to hole number 2, and you only get 1 shot to make it to the hole. Then you walk over to hole 3, and this one's going to be a little more elevated. Here you're going to shoot into a hole that drops down to another level, and you're going to shoot from here into the hole. And I think I'm just going to have the stairs come down from right here. So I think this course outline is going to work. I'm going to go get more pieces and we can keep building. So we got some green and gray bricks, and we're going to start adding some details to the outside. So we're going to be adding some grass and rocks around the edges. And we're also going to work on raising the course up. So now that you know the plan, let's start building. Alright, so we built on the rocks on the outside, and I think it's looking really good. Now I'm just going to be using these white bricks to build up these inside pieces some more. Alright, so we added a layer to these bricks here, and I think we're almost ready to start adding the holes. But before we do that, we're going to have to work on the gears. In order to spin our golfers, we're going to have gears at every point where they're going to hit at, and they're going to have to go horizontal to vertical. But luckily, I have just the pieces for it. So we basically just have a bunch of gears that can go horizontal to vertical, and we have some of these axles to keep them in place. So I'm going to mess around with these a little bit and see what we come up with. So I did a little bit of designing, and this is what we came up with. So this pin on the outside spins the blue gear, and when we spin it, the yellow gear also spins. And this right here is how our minifigures are going to spin the golf clubs. So I'm going to set up the camera and we can design the other ones. Alright, so we got these done, and they're all working how they're supposed to. All of these pins spin the gears, and we can just spin this piece coming through here while keeping the green brick still. And this is what's going to allow us to spin our golfers. So my next step is to start getting some more of the greens down, and in order to do that we're going to have to build up the walls on these sides, because the greens are going to be placed on sideways just like this brick. So let's keep working on this thing and build up these walls. Alright, so we added a bunch of bricks that are going to increase the green stability. And now we're going to use some brown bricks to design the stairs from the lobby to the course. So there you can see the little staircase to get onto the court. And I think we can finally start adding some of these greens in. So here's all the green pieces I got from Bricklink. And I'm going to start adding them onto these pieces. Alright, pause. I want to talk about my sweatshirt. This right here is the New World Misprint hoodie, and this has got to be one of my favorite sweatshirts. This thing is super comfy and goes well with almost any outfit. And they also just dropped a new collection called the New World in Disguise collection with a bunch of designs that look like this. So if you think they look cool or just need some new clothes, go use code QBricks at checkout to get 20% off the whole new collection. And trust me, that's a really good deal. But that's enough yapping, so let's get back to the build. So we finished the first section, and I think it's looking pretty good. Here you got the 2 spots that we're going to tee off from, and here's the hole. And we can test it by putting a minifigure on here and spinning him around. So this one works, and so does this one. And we can use this piece as a little golf ball and test it out. So 3, 2, 1. Ooh, I overshot it a little bit, but I'm gonna try one more time. So we got it set back up. Let's try one more time. 3, 2, 1. And we made it. Right now the only way I have to get the balls back is just take off the top. But after all these are done, I'm gonna find an easier way. So now that we finished this, let's move on to the second one. So we got green number 2 done, and this one's working too. But it's definitely going to take some practice. So for the next green I'm going to be working on, we're going to do this middle one. And the hole's actually going to be more over here. So let's keep using these pieces and keep building. So this is what we got so far, and as you can see it works. But unfortunately, we're almost out of these green pieces. The only ones that we have left are the 3x1s and the flat ones. So I'm going to take a trip to the local bricks and minifigs and see if they got any more of these green colored pieces. Plus, I also need some more of these gray bricks too. So let's go do that and then finish up these greens. Alright, so I got more pieces from bricks and minifigs, so let's keep building this course. Alright, so we built up most of these walls here, so now I'm going to start working on the last part of the green. Alright, so we finished the last green, and this is what we got. I'm really happy with how this build is turning out, and I'm excited to get it finished. So my next step is to use a bunch of these gray plates to cover up some of these parts. Alright, so we finished this area and we added a little stream going through. And next up we're going to add some barriers in between the courses with these pieces. As you can see, they're a really nice tan and they fit perfectly right here. So let's get them all on and see how it looks. The last thing we're going to add is a staircase to get from here down to here. Plus I think right here is the perfect spot to add a trash can. Alright, I think that looks good. Let's design these stairs. Alright, so we added the staircase coming down this side, and I think this course is basically done. But something I want to do that I haven't done yet is test out hole number 3. So now we got this gray ball. So let's set it here and tee up at the box. Alright, so let's test this out in 3, 2, 1. And the first one works. So now let's move our minifigure down to here. So 3, 2, 1. Pretty close. Let's try one more time. Alright, 3, 2, 1. And we made it. So now the last thing that we have to add is an easier way to get the balls back. And I can't believe I forgot, but I also want to add a windmill right here. So let's get those things done and see how it looks. So I think this windmill ended up looking really good. And now the last thing we're going to do is add some flags to the holes. So I think I just placed the final pieces, and here it is. Overall, I love how this thing looks, and the fact that it's fully working is super awesome. We're going to do a whole playthrough of the course, but before we do that, let's check out some of the details. So to start off the build, we pay at the booth, and here's where we get our golf clubs. And around here we have some scenery, including this river. Then you walk up the stairs, and you're at hole number 1. And here we have 2 spots to tee off from, and a removable flag, so it's easy to get your ball back. Moving on, we have this bench and a trash can, and this is the start of hole 2. And even though it just has 1 spot to tee off from, it's probably my favorite just because of the windmill. And after that we move on to hole 3, which is another cool one. You first start up elevated and shoot your ball through this hole, and then it comes through here and you get 1 more shot to make it into here. And then after that you just walk back over here, and we're back at the start. So now that you've got the rundown of the set, let's try to beat it. So once again we got our Noir Spider-Man, and we're going to be using this white golf ball. Alright, so we're starting at hole number 1, and the goal for this one is to make it in 2 shots. And I'd say if the ball's anywhere near the second pin, we're just going to count it. So let's take our first shot. And that was really weak, so let's try again. Alright, shot number 2. And that was a lot better, so we're going to count it. And put the ball right here. So now we got to make it in the hole from here, and this is a tough shot. So let's go in 3, 2, 1. Pretty close, but let's try again. Alright, 3, 2, 1, and we made it. So now let's get the ball out and put the flag back in. So then we can move on over to hole 2 and get ready for this one. Alright, let's take our shot in 3, 2, 1. And that was so close. I made it through the windmill, I just didn't have the power. So let's put the ball back and put the windmill back on. Alright, 3, 2, 1. And we finally did it. This one is definitely a challenge, and part of that is because the hole is just really small. But we're finally past hole number 2, so let's move on to hole number 3. And this one's also a part 2, so we only get 2 shots. So let's take the first one in 3, 2, 1, and we made it down. So then our minifigure can walk down here and get ready for their second shot. And this is for par, so we gotta make this. So 3, 2, 1. We did it first try. So let's take our golf ball out. And then our minifigure can walk back down to the lobby and give their golf club back. So that's my fully playable LEGO mini golf course, and if you liked the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'm a new YouTuber and any support really goes a long way. Also, I have some really cool build ideas coming soon, so you're going to want to stay tuned for that. This thing was super fun to build, and I could totally see LEGO making a set like this. But that's it from me. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, it really means a lot. Alright, well I'll catch you in the next video. QBricks out.